OCD in this context was one of the greatest things that happened in my path of life. And when I was going through it, it's never something that I would have wished on my worst enemy. But things had to get dysregulated enough for me to wake up. All right. Hey, my friends, and welcome to this episode where I want to just talk about really a larger idea here when it comes to recovery from fear, OCD, anxiety. And the central kind of message today is just like, what is really more important than this? And I just want to pause, and maybe a good exercise would be, just as I ask that question, to see just initially what comes up for you. All right. What just initially rises to the surface? What does your mind say that, why you can't prioritize this, why you're deprioritizing this, why you aren't taking it as fully as you could in your life? So, and then I want to just kind of dive into this concept today. So this episode is going to be more into the spiritually oriented realm. So if it's not your cup of tea and it's not something that aligns with you, all good. Just stop listening. It's okay. And because, this message is really going to be for people that really lean into this idea that there's this, existence beyond just our time in this earth. There's a reason that we're here. There's a meaning to this, And so when we lean into that idea, an interesting question to ask yourself is to say, hey, why, if I'm dealing with fear right now, and let's let go of labels for today. I know we talk a lot about OCD and themes and anxiety, panic attacks, right? And we can come up with all these creative labels that I know the APA and the DSM likes to slap on things. But at the end of this, what we're really talking about is fear. Fear, flat out. And we start to realize that when we feel fear, we don't want to feel it, and we get afraid of feeling it. We don't like how it feels, and what we do is we project with the mind onto causes. And so our mind comes up with justification as to why that fear is here. And you start to ask yourself, you say, okay, well, why am I experiencing OCD, anxiety, right? Fear as a whole. And more importantly, why, if my objective is just to get rid of fear so I could go back to doing what I was doing, why is that the objective? I want to kind of challenge a lot of presuppositions that I hear and that I encounter in my discussions with people. Because when we take a broader view here and we start looking at fear and we start to question fear's presence in our life and what it's doing and what the work of overcoming fear really does for us, in my viewpoint, there's not a more important work that you could do in your existence on this earth. But yet, when I talk to people about confronting fear, the thing is, people are afraid of confronting fear naturally, right? It's just a natural thing. So what we do is we prioritize everything under the sun in front of that task. It's just a natural thing humans do. It's not bad. It's not evil. It's not even wrong. It's just something we do. But if not made conscious that we're doing that, we'll tell ourselves it's rational. We'll tell ourselves that it makes sense, that it's logical. It's the responsible thing to do. So to take a wide lens here, and let's move into a more spiritual discussion when we talk about, well, what are we really here for? What are we really on this earth for? And what is our calling in this existence of life? Now, I'm not pretending to have all the answers, but one of the things that has become clear to me for myself is that one of the reasons that I'm here in this world is to learn how to become more loving. more unconditionally loving. And that's not something I do through my will, but it's something that as I let go of my ego, the inner animal in all of us, right? Our anger, pride, fear, guilt, shame. What happens is that there's this love behind it that I get to have the opportunity to potentially bring forth to people, to my family, to strangers, to, whomever I encounter. Now, I'm not saying that I do this perfectly, far from it, but I understand that that's part of my work. In fact, it's probably one of the main things in my growth as a person on this earth is to learn how to become more unconditionally loving. Now, what that means is not me trying to become loving, right? It means that I need to remove and confront and make conscious and release that which is blocking my unconditional love. Because you see, there's a verse in the Bible that talks about the kingdom of heaven being within. And that verse is always just kind of like, I don't know, it's just like kind of chomped at me a bit. Because you start to ask yourself, you're like, well, okay, what does that mean, right? Because a lot of us, have our very Sunday school orientation of heaven. It's this place that we go to once we die, and it's out there, and we're here on earth, and heaven's out there. But it's like the kingdom of heaven is within. It's very directly said in the Bible. And you're like, well, what does that mean? And then you start to learn about the qualities of the Spirit or God, and patience, loving, kindness, joy, right? That this stuff is actually here, and my own junk is what blocks it. So my work from a more spiritual context, and really what I'm talking about there is beyond the physical realm, right? My work is not just my job, but my work, my true work, my inner work is about learning how to confront and release all this stuff. And when you talk about fear, when it's really on the surface and it's really calling for you, what a lot of people do is they push that work down. They say, no, I don't want to do that, right? I need to get back to whatever it was in my life that I am going to, convince myself is more important than that. And this is where I think a huge rub is in the recovery path, is that a lot of people, kind of like talked about on my last Feel Better letter, is that, maybe the last episode, there's these stages. And a lot of people go from survival to stable, kind of oscillate back and forth, and they settle for stability. But they reject and ignore the path of growth, the path of expansion, the path of really returning to essence, to learning how to become unconditionally loving. And that work is really what this process of confronting fear is about. It's not just overcoming fear for fear's sake. It's overcoming fear so you can then be a vessel of true good in this world, of true light, true love. And love is not, we're not talking about romantic love, in this context anyway. We're talking about to truly actually look towards another person, and out of a high energy state of love, be loving towards them in whatever context and whatever capacity that means at that moment. And for most of us, we're so caught up in our own inner negativity and our inner emotions, and our mind is chirping away about whatever, that is just not accessible. And when you look at OCD and recovery and fear from this context, it's what could be more important than that? What is more important than that to you? Ask yourself that question. And why you put this off, or kick the can down the road, or deprioritize it, or settle for stability. In my view, it's I can't see anything more important. And I actually see this way now. And this is going to not make sense to some of you. It's going to probably make some of you upset when you hear this. But OCD in this context was one of the greatest things that happened in my path of life. And when I was going through it, it's never something that I would have wished on my worst enemy. But things had to get dysregulated enough for me to wake up, to really see like I was just living from whatever my mind said. And I was just driven by fear all the time. I just operated from fear. And you can't have a loving relationship from fear. Those do not exist. They are polar opposite. You cannot be in a loving relationship out of fear. We know this from a human to human standpoint. If you look at your kids, if you have kids, and they are terrified of you, and they act right and do well because they're afraid that you're going to hurt them and punish them, that is not a loving relationship. Okay? If your spouse is terrified of you hurting them or leaving them, and they do all these nice things because they don't want that to happen, that is not a loving relationship. Same way with your Creator. If you are terrified of your Creator burning you for eternity, so you do all these things out of your will and you try to be a good person and follow the rules to the best of your ability, that is not a loving relationship. That is not what the context of love is. It's just not. Now, I understand you may have been told that, and you may have operated from that way, but to truly experience love, to experience God, it involves us doing our own work of removing what's blocking that presence from really coming forth through. You know, think of like the whole vine parable, right? Like the vine is connected, and the life of life just comes through it. A disconnected vine won't grow. And what I've come to believe from my own context is that this surfacing up, this, getting as bad as it got for me in my life, was the only thing that would have ever woken me up to learning how to challenge operating from the mind, learning to become distant, learning to understand myself as something other than the mind, learning how to release emotion, learning how to confront fear, learning how to, everything that I learn and I work with people now on doing, it's not about overcoming fear. That is just like, that's the surface talk, right? That's just the start of the conversation. The work is so much more beyond that. And I think that when you're not stepping into it and seeing it for what it is, what it's calling you to, what it really could be, what it could help you become, you're just missing so much of the picture, right? And I wanted to make another episode on this because I just I just hear every week, different, quote, reasons why right now is not the time. This isn't convenient for me, it needs to work this way, or, what have you, which is all fine. I was a person that said those things at one time too. Okay, so it's not like a judgmental, but no one ever said what I'm saying to you right now to me, right? Which is like, what's more important, and why is it more important? Why is it more important, this, if it's your job, why is your job more important than this? Why is your job more important than your inner well-being? Do you think the people at your job, if you left, are going to weep and sob, or they're just going to replace you, right when you leave? I think I've seen enough of this happen now in my life where it's like, the things that we think that we prioritize, that we think are valuable, that we think are more important, and we sacrifice ourselves, our own growth, our own development, our own evolution, our own spiritual work, and we deprioritize it. The thing is well, what is more important than that? Why are we really doing that? And I think that's the only thing that I really want you to take from this episode, is really ask yourself why, if you are settling, why, if you're not doing this work, why not, and what's more important? What is more important than it? Because when I look back, it's like that showing up in my life the way it did, as chaotic and turbulent and painful as it was the only thing probably that ever would have woken me up to learning what I now know, to implementing and practicing and working on myself in a way that allows me to exist in the world that's an entirely polarizing experience than how I used to exist in the world. It wasn't a mountain that I had to climb. It was a mountain I had to put down. It was something I was carrying, something I was holding, something I was afraid of. And fear is just that. It's just a destructive force in our life. Nothing more. So if this jives with you and you want to explore doing this work, or you want to explore working together with me and my team on this, we have some links down in the notes. You can also head over to restoredminds.com to learn more about that. But yeah, I just hope you just sit with this question this week and just kind of think about it. And with that, wishing you all a great day and a great week, and look forward to seeing you soon. Hey there, this is Matt Codde, and I just want to say thank you for taking the time to watch that episode. And if you found it helpful, we have some other episodes available for you as well that we've linked here. And if you're looking for additional resources, I have links down in the notes, or you can head over to restoredminds.com/start to get started with some new free resources that we have available. Thanks so much, and look forward to seeing you soon.